Imagine for a moment that life has thrown everything it can at you. Problems stacking up, stress mounting, challenges you never saw coming. Maybe you feel overwhelmed, like no matter what you do, the weight just keeps growing heavier. But what if I told you that your ability to not just survive but thrive in the face of any challenge isn't about what happens around you, it's about what happens inside you? Your mindset is the battlefield where victory or defeat is decided, and building an unstoppable mindset, that's the most powerful skill you can develop, no matter what life throws your way. You might be thinking, easy to say, but how do I get there? How do I become unstoppable when I'm tired, discouraged, or scared? The truth is, it's not about some secret superpower or a quick fix. It's about mastering your mind, learning to steer your thoughts and emotions with steady hands, and facing reality with clarity and calm. And there's a timeless wisdom that has guided people through the darkest storms for thousands of years. Stoicism. It's a philosophy that teaches us not to run from hardship, but to meet it head-on with courage, reason, and an unshakable inner calm. In this video, we're going to explore the mental strategies of Stoicism that can transform your mindset into something truly unstoppable. We'll dive deep into how to accept reality without resistance, control what you can and let go of what you can't, reframe obstacles as opportunities, and build resilience that no external force can break. These aren't just ideas to admire from afar. They are practical tools you can start using today, no matter who you are or what you're facing. Because here's the core truth. Life will always have challenges. There will be setbacks, losses, uncertainty. But your mind, your mindset, is something you can train. You can shape it into a fortress, a place where fear, doubt, and frustration lose their grip. Imagine waking up each day feeling ready, grounded, and confident that no matter what comes your way, you have what it takes to keep moving forward. That's what an unstoppable mindset looks like. So if you're ready to stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the master of your mental world, stick with me. We're going to unpack powerful Stoic principles and show you exactly how to put them into practice. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about building a mind that won't be shaken, a spirit that won't be broken. Let's begin. So what exactly is this thing we call an unstoppable mindset? It's more than just positive thinking or sheer willpower. It's a deep, steady state of mental strength that doesn't crumble when life gets tough. Think of it like a tree rooted firmly in the ground. Storms come, winds howl, but the tree stands tall. That's the kind of mental resilience we're aiming for. The difference is this resilience doesn't depend on external conditions. It's not about luck, talent, or circumstances. It comes from within, from understanding and mastering the way your mind works. One of the most important ideas from Stoicism that shapes an unstoppable mindset is this: focus only on what you can control and accept what you cannot. It sounds simple, almost obvious, but it's revolutionary when you really grasp it. Because most of our suffering comes from trying to control things that are outside our reach. The weather, other people's opinions, outcomes of events. These are beyond your control. But your own thoughts, your judgments, your actions, these are within your power. When you center your energy on these, your mind becomes powerful and free. Think about how often we get caught in frustration, anger, or anxiety because something outside us doesn't go as we want. A missed opportunity, a harsh word, a plan that falls apart. We waste so much mental energy resisting reality. But what if you paused and asked yourself, is this something I can change? Is this within my control? If not, then your energy is better spent on your response. How will you act, think, feel in the face of this? This shift is the gateway to an unstoppable mindset. You might say, but life's challenges can be huge, and sometimes it feels like even my thoughts get overwhelmed. That's true. The mind isn't always easy to control. But here's where Stoicism gives us tools, practical habits to train your mind to focus on what matters. Over time, This leads to a deep inner calm and clarity, no matter what chaos swirls outside. This mindset isn't about ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is fine. It's about a clear-eyed, fearless acceptance of reality combined with purposeful action. The Stoics called this wisdom. It's knowing what is truly yours to control and what isn't, and living accordingly. Once you get this, your mind stops being tossed around by every external event and instead becomes a calm harbor. Now, let's dig deeper into this foundation of acceptance because it's the heart of Stoic mental strength. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means embracing whatever happens, good or bad, without fighting against it in your mind. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, said to love everything that happens. This idea is called amor fati, love of fate. It's radical, but incredibly freeing. Imagine if instead of resisting a difficult situation, you welcomed it as part of your journey. Not because it's easy or pleasant, but because it's real and unavoidable. When you accept what life brings, you stop wasting energy on frustration or denial. That energy becomes fuel for action, for growth, for finding solutions. Acceptance also means recognizing that life is full of change and loss. Nothing stays the same. No situation lasts forever. When you can face this truth calmly, you're no longer thrown off by setbacks or failures. You understand they're just moments passing through your experience. Epictetus, another Stoic master, taught that we don't control external events, only how we respond. This means your power lies in your mind's response. Acceptance is the first step to that power. It's a choice to meet life's challenges with courage and grace, rather than fear and resistance. Practicing acceptance daily can start with small things. When traffic slows you down, when plans change, when someone says something hurtful, pause and remind yourself that these are outside your control. Instead of reacting emotionally, say internally, "This is what is happening. I accept it." Over time, this trains your mind to be steady, even in storms. This doesn't mean you don't try to improve your situation or stand up for yourself. Acceptance isn't resignation. It's seeing things clearly as they are, then choosing the best course of action. When you accept reality first, your actions become wiser and more effective. The greatest Stoics lived through unimaginable hardships, wars, exile, personal loss, yet their writings reveal minds unshaken. Their secret wasn't that they avoided pain, but that they embraced life fully, with all its ups and downs. This acceptance created an inner strength that made them unstoppable. So, as you move forward, remember, acceptance is your foundation. Without it, your mind will always be battling shadows and resisting what cannot be changed. With it, you gain freedom and power, the power to face any challenge with calm confidence and unbreakable resolve. Now that we've talked about accepting reality, let's turn our attention inward, to the world inside your mind. One of the most powerful truths from Stoicism is that while you cannot always control what happens outside, you always have control over your inner world, your thoughts, your judgments, your emotions. This is where your true power lies. Think about it. Events in life come and go like waves crashing on the shore. But your mind, how you interpret those waves, how you let them affect you, that's your fortress. The Stoics believe that our suffering doesn't come from events themselves, but from how we judge and react to them. If you learn to manage your inner dialogue, you can stay steady no matter what chaos erupts outside. This doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring your emotions. Far from it. Stoicism teaches that emotions are natural responses, but it's your judgment about those emotions that determines whether you become overwhelmed or stay calm. For example, feeling anger is human. But choosing to let anger control your thoughts and actions is what leads to suffering. So how do you gain control over this inner world? One way is through self-awareness. Begin noticing your thoughts as they arise. Are they helping you or hurting you? Are you telling yourself stories that fuel anxiety or resentment? The moment you recognize a destructive thought, you gain the chance to question and change it. Epictetus suggested asking yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it within my control? If not, let it go. Replace it with a more rational, balanced perspective. This simple habit rewires your mind to respond rather than react. Another powerful practice is journaling. Write down what you're feeling and thinking, then challenge any irrational or unhelpful beliefs. This clarifies your thoughts and creates mental distance from intense emotions. It's like stepping back from a storm to see it clearly. Remember, the goal isn't to become emotionless. It's to become master of your emotions, to feel deeply but not be driven by fear, anger, or despair. You train your mind to respond with reason, to choose peace over turmoil. Now let's talk about perspective, a cornerstone of resilience. The Stoics believe that obstacles are not just roadblocks, they are the path itself. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This means that challenges, difficulties, even failures are opportunities in disguise. When you face a setback, your first impulse might be to resist, complain, or despair. But what if you flipped the script? What if, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you asked, "How can this help me grow? What lesson is here?" This shift transforms your experience from suffering to training. One of the Stoic tools for developing this perspective is called negative visualization. It sounds strange, but it's a mental exercise where you imagine losing what you value, your job, your health, a loved one. Not to fear them, but to appreciate them more deeply and prepare for life's uncertainties. This practice builds mental toughness by reducing fear of loss and change. By regularly practicing negative visualization, you learn to accept loss and challenge as natural parts of life, not personal punishments. This makes you less fragile and more adaptable. Another way to build perspective is to remind yourself of the bigger picture. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years, in 50? Most troubles we obsess over are fleeting in the grand scheme. Keeping this in mind helps you not get swallowed by momentary difficulties. When you reframe obstacles as opportunities, your mindset shifts from victimhood to empowerment. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start saying, "Try me." This attitude fuels persistence and creativity. So controlling your inner world means choosing your thoughts, managing your emotions, and reframing your perspective. Combined, these mental strategies create a mind that doesn't break under pressure but bends and grows stronger. This is how you turn life's challenges into stepping stones for greatness. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked but is absolutely essential to building an unstoppable mindset: self-discipline and willpower. Think of your mind as a muscle. Without regular training, it becomes weak and easily overwhelmed by distractions, temptations, and setbacks. But with daily practice, it grows stronger and more resilient. The Stoics believed that discipline is the foundation of freedom. It might sound paradoxical at first. How can restricting yourself lead to freedom? But here's the key. When you master your impulses, when you say no to instant gratification and yes to what truly matters, you gain control over your life. You stop being a slave to your desires, fears, and fleeting moods. This starts with small acts every day. It could be waking up on time, sticking to a healthy routine, controlling your speech, or choosing thoughtful actions over reactions. These small victories build up over time and create momentum. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Self-mastery is the gateway to an unstoppable mind. Willpower is like a fire that needs constant tending. When you let it burn steadily with daily habits, challenges don't have the power to extinguish it. But if you neglect it, your resolve flickers and dies under pressure. That's why the Stoics encouraged practicing self-discipline not just in big moments but every day, in ordinary decisions. One practical way to build discipline is to identify one small habit that strengthens your character and commit to it daily. It might be journaling your thoughts, exercising, or setting aside time for reflection. The key is consistency, not perfection. Over time, these habits form an inner fortress that no external circumstance can easily breach. Now, let's shift to another crucial piece of the puzzle: detachment from external validation. This is where many people struggle. We live in a world obsessed with approval, likes, praise, awards, and status. But depending on others' opinions to feel good or worthy is a fragile foundation. It makes your mindset vulnerable to every critic and every fleeting compliment. The Stoics taught that true strength comes from focusing on what is within your own character and virtue, not on outcomes or how others see you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that it doesn't matter what others think. What matters is living according to reason and integrity. When you detach from external validation, you free yourself from a cage of endless comparisons and fear of judgment. You learn to value your own standards and principles above all else. This doesn't mean you become indifferent or uncaring. It means you care first and foremost about your own character and actions. Imagine how liberating it feels to not be tossed around by praise or criticism. When you achieve something, you find joy in your effort and growth, not just applause. When you face failure or rejection, you don't collapse because your sense of worth is rooted deeper than outside opinions. Detachment is a mental practice. When you notice yourself craving approval or fearing disapproval, pause and remind yourself, do I control this? Can I change it? When the answer is no, redirect your energy inward. Focus on acting virtuously, doing your best, and accepting the rest. Real-life examples abound. Think of great leaders, thinkers, or athletes who maintained inner calm despite criticism or fame. Their power came not from external recognition, but from unwavering commitment to their values and purpose. By cultivating detachment from external validation, you build a mindset that stands firm regardless of applause or criticism. This mental independence is a cornerstone of unstoppable strength. It protects you from the roller coaster of others' opinions and anchors you in your true self. Now, let's dive into one of the most empowering ideas from Stoicism: using challenges as a path to growth. Life isn't just about avoiding pain or seeking comfort. It's about developing your character and becoming stronger through the hardships you face. The Stoics believed that adversity is not just an obstacle, but a necessary part of growth. Think about it. Every challenge you encounter is like a weight in the gym. It might strain your muscles, but over time it makes them stronger. The same goes for your mind and spirit. When you face difficulties head-on, when you refuse to shrink away, you build resilience, wisdom, and courage. This mindset transforms suffering into training. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you start asking, "What can I learn? How can this make me better?" This shift is powerful because it turns the narrative from victimhood to empowerment. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles are not roadblocks. They are the very means by which we grow. This means that every difficulty is an invitation to practice virtue, patience, courage, perseverance, humility. When you adopt this view, fear of failure or discomfort loses its grip. You begin to welcome challenges, knowing they are forging you into a stronger person. This doesn't mean you seek out suffering unnecessarily, but you stop running from what life naturally brings. One practical technique is to mentally prepare for challenges before they come. Visualize possible setbacks and rehearse how you will face them with calm and strength. This reduces shock when difficulties arise and primes your mind for resilience. Also, when you feel overwhelmed by hardship, remind yourself that every struggle has an end point, and on the other side is growth. Pain and discomfort are temporary teachers. Listen to their lessons, and you will become unstoppable. Now, let's talk about cultivating gratitude and contentment, another powerful mental strategy that builds resilience. At first glance, gratitude might seem like a warm, fuzzy feeling, not directly related to toughness. But the Stoics understood it as a fundamental mindset that rewires how you experience life. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It grounds you in appreciation for life's gifts, big and small. When you practice gratitude regularly, you reduce feelings of entitlement, envy, and dissatisfaction, emotions that drain your energy and weaken your mind. Contentment in Stoicism is not complacency or settling for less. It's a deep acceptance of the present moment, recognizing that true happiness comes from within, not external circumstances. This inner peace is the soil where resilience grows. By regularly acknowledging what you're grateful for, your health, relationships, opportunities, even the simple breath you take, you build a mental habit of positivity and strength. This doesn't deny life's hardships, but balances them with appreciation, preventing you from being overwhelmed by negativity. A simple daily practice is to write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Over time, this trains your mind to scan for positives, even in difficult times. This is not about ignoring problems, but about maintaining perspective and emotional balance. Gratitude also connects you to others and to life itself, reminding you that you are part of something bigger. This sense of connection provides strength and motivation to keep moving forward. When gratitude and contentment become regular parts of your mindset, you build a mental fortress that shields you from despair and bitterness. You cultivate joy not as a fleeting emotion, but as a stable state of being that supports your unstoppable mindset. Let's explore an essential principle that ties everything together: living according to nature. Now, when the Stoics talk about nature, they mean more than just the physical world. They mean living in harmony with your own nature, your reason, your social being, and your purpose. It's about aligning your mindset and actions with the fundamental principles that make you human. The Stoics believed that humans are rational creatures, designed to think, reflect, and act with virtue. Living according to nature means using your reason to guide your choices rather than being ruled by impulse or emotion. It also means recognizing that you are part of a community, connected to others, and that your purpose includes contributing to the common good. When your mindset is aligned with this vision, it becomes unstoppable because it's rooted in truth and meaning. Challenges don't feel random or meaningless. They are part of the natural order and your growth. Your actions become purposeful rather than scattered. Finding your purpose doesn't require grand gestures. It can be as simple as committing to act with honesty, kindness, and courage in your daily life. When you live with purpose, setbacks lose their sting because you see them in the context of a larger journey. Purpose fuels perseverance. When the path is hard, your sense of meaning keeps you moving forward. The Stoics remind us that it is not what happens to us, but how we respond in line with our nature and values that matters most. So ask yourself, are your daily actions aligned with your true nature and purpose? Are you living intentionally, or are you drifting? When you answer yes to living according to nature, you strengthen your mindset to face any challenge. Now, how do you keep this unstoppable mindset strong every day? This is where daily Stoic practices come in, simple routines that keep your mind sharp, focused, and resilient. Start your day with reflection. Before you even get out of bed, take a moment to remind yourself of the challenges ahead and mentally prepare. Visualize potential obstacles and plan how you will respond with calm and virtue. This primes your mind for the day and reduces surprises. Throughout the day, practice mindful pauses. When emotions flare or stress rises, stop and take a breath. Ask yourself, is this within my control? How can I respond wisely? These short moments of awareness interrupt automatic reactions and help you maintain mental clarity. End your day with journaling. Write down what went well, what challenges you faced, and how you responded. Reflect on lessons learned and what you can improve tomorrow. This practice builds self-awareness and accountability. These habits aren't complicated, but they are powerful. They keep you connected to your Stoic mindset, making it a living, breathing part of your life, not just an idea. Remember, building an unstoppable mindset is a journey, not a destination. Daily practice, reflection, and alignment with your values keep you moving forward, no matter what life throws your way. As we come to the close of this journey together, I want to remind you of something vital. The power to build an unstoppable mindset lies entirely within you. You don't need perfect circumstances, extraordinary talent, or endless time. You need commitment, a commitment to yourself and your growth. Remember the ideas we've explored. Accepting reality without resistance, focusing on what you can control, managing your thoughts and emotions, reframing obstacles as opportunities, practicing self-discipline, detaching from external validation, embracing challenges as growth, cultivating gratitude, living purposefully, and maintaining daily practices. Each one is a tool, a piece of the mental armor that makes you resilient and unshakable. It won't always be easy. Old habits, doubts, and fears will try to pull you back. But every time you choose to practice these principles, you strengthen your mind and your spirit. Progress is rarely dramatic. It's steady, small steps forward. Celebrate those moments. They build momentum. If you feel overwhelmed, start small. Pick one practice that resonates with you and commit to it for a week. Maybe it's morning reflection or journaling your thoughts at night. Notice how this shifts your perspective and emotional strength. Then add another. Layer by layer, your mindset will transform. You are not alone in this. Many before you have walked this path, from ancient Stoics to modern thinkers and everyday people facing their battles. Their wisdom is your guide, but your journey is unique. Trust your capacity to grow and adapt. I invite you to reflect deeply on what you've learned here. How can you take ownership of your mental world today? What challenges will you face differently because you've seen the power of Stoic mindset? If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences. How are you building your unstoppable mindset? What obstacles have you transformed into opportunities? Your story could inspire others on this path. And finally, keep going. Every day is a new chance to practice, to grow, to strengthen the mind that will carry you through any storm. Build that mind with patience, courage, and love for the process. You have within you the power to be unstoppable. Claim it. Live it. Let your mindset become the foundation for a life of resilience, wisdom, and peace. Thank you for being here and committing to this journey. The path ahead is yours to walk. Step boldly.